Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to TwoCrazyShuckers Creations. I apologize in advance for the Cricut machine. We are working on a custom sticker order. And we have 40 sheets to print and cut. So, that being said, I apologize for the paper. I have some molds, some from Resin. I want to work on a keychain today. I'm really loving this little palm tree one. The mermaid tails are adorable for keychains. But I love this little seahorse and turtle. I love every one of these ones. I just don't think a keychain will hold up well with these little legs here. But the dolphin's cute. Excuse me, it's cute too. But what I want to do in this Resin keychain pack, they are so great about sending you some of the keychain setups as well. The reason why I got this mold was because I wanted to do it with dried florals. So that's what we're going to try and do. Let me make sure that I'm in good frame here. Get this out of the bag. I'm not going to try and keep this bag. And I think for this one, I like this shape. I like the teardrop, but I also like this one. So let me get out my dried flowers. Of course, you know, I've used these before. I have these Resin florals. I also have tons more. But I also have some little, these aren't stickers or anything. You just sit them down into the resin. But I have a ton of those. I don't know. I guess I went through a phase where I thought they were cute. And so, of course, I bought a ton of them. So I'm going to dig those out as well. And just have a look at what I have here. I'm just going to look through really fast. I should have done this before. I apologize. Oh, let me see. Oh, I do like the butterflies. They're cute. Oh, those are cute too. Okay, I don't know what I'm going to do with any of these. Oh, the clouds. You know, to make like a cloud keychain? That's a good idea. And I like the feathers. That's where we're going to start. I'm going to put the rest of these away. As you can see, I went crazy with these. At one point, this was all you could really put into resin. I did see some mermaid tails, though, here in this pack. What are those? Oh, it's like you can cut your own. I'm going to leave that out as well. Now it's stuck to my mold. Sorry about that. Sorry. I'm going to dig out some other flowers I have. This has some metal leaf in it. These flowers might work because it's thicker. I do have some little nail charms that you could use as well. I don't know. We'll come back to that. We'll revisit that. For now, I really want to start with a dried floral. So I am going to put some of these away. I'm going to try and pick a direction here. I've got a bookmark mold over here too for a later video. These are the Resin bookmarks. I don't know if you've seen them before. Of course, Resin always sends tassels and everything you need to finish. There are your instructions. And I'm going to try to get these out of the bag I like saving my molds in these bags right here. So these have, I don't know how to put it. See, like on this one, I don't know if you can see this or not, but, oh, I guess you can. There's a cat on that one. These are bookmark molds. There's the moon phase. That one's the cat and the moon. That one's the sun and moon. I don't know what these ones are, though. But it tells you how many ounces it holds. Okay, I'm going to take it out of the cellophane. Bear with me. Wow, that's loud. Let's see what this one... Oh, I guess this one's just plain, but it is a larger size. That is nice. Let's resin. Oh, that's a nice mold. I'm going to put those back in the bag. Oh, I am excited for this one. I can't wait to try this one. And I think I'm going to try them in UV. Going to give it a go. But for now, I am going to place you on pause. I am going to change out the stickers in the Cricut in the cutting machine. And I'm going to get this put away and dig some flowers out, and I'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. I apparently was not recording the last bit where I put the white in. All I did was take the pre-tinted UV resin from Let's Resin. I back coated because I work from back to front. And all I did was put a nice coat down. Now, when I put the lighter on, it made like these grayish marks. So I didn't care for that. I'm going to try to pop any bubbles I see manually so that I don't get any more of those. I don't know what that was, why it did that. I don't know if it's thinning spots. I don't know if I should have shook the bottle. I don't know. But this application is perfect because it's hard to move that up to the lamp. I guess I could have put my tray. Maybe that's what I can do. Let's see. I think it's still going to be, no, it might be okay. I'm going to put it onto my tray from my double-sided light. And I'm going to put that into my machine. I am going to let that cure for 5 minutes. And then I'll be back and we'll start building the layers. As I stated when I wasn't recording, these are the florals that I'm going to start with, these yellowy browns. And I may put a little bit of glitter in the background, which I need to grab that as well. I will be right back. Let me see if I can do it right this time. Okay, so I'm back. So I'm not sure if I had recorded this or I said it before. I have two machines. I have a Cricut Explore Air 2. I actually have two of those. We do. And then we have a Cricut Maker. But I don't know how to get two machines working at one time to, you know, get my, you know, cutting two things at once. I can't grasp it. So I do want to try, I'm going to be using the Let's Resin Chunky Glitter, but I want to see if there's like a, I don't know. Actually, I don't know what I'm looking for. Maybe a gold opal? Not really. Green opal might look good. That's what I'm going to use, actually. Yeah. Okay, that's going to be the choice. Again, I apologize for the machines in the background. We do make custom stickers for people, and that's what we're working on today. That seems to have a little air bubble there, but I'm pretty sure we're going to be covering most of that up. I am going to take a small amount of, I just hope that that's not too loud. Just the regular clear hard type from Let's Resin. I am going to then open this glitter, which I don't think I've used before. Nope, I have not. Of course I haven't. Oh, I'm going to open that up. And then, how am I going to do this? I am going to put my dotting tool in here. I'm just going to pick up little pieces of the I don't want a lot. I don't want to back coat, you know, the entire piece because I do want the white to show through. I just want to add a hint of sparkle in the background. So there's that. Now what I'm going to do is put the curing machine on, my little portable one, because it is just curing from the top at this point. I will put it in the double-sided machine on the final cure, but for now we're just building up our design and our layers. So there's that. I'm gonna wipe my tool off here. I'm going to cover the glitter because I am still, I don't know, breathing it everywhere. I'm gonna make sure that I'm in frame, just barely. So I will pause you. Actually, I'm not gonna pause you because I'm just gonna put that on for a few moments. It doesn't take that long. You could also use silver leaf flakes, copper leaf flakes, gold flake leaves. But I am in love with this glitter lately. This magic opal I'm going to be using on something today. I don't know what yet, but it's going to be on something. There's champagne gold, and then there's gold. I'm happy with the green. I don't know if there was enough there to actually define a color, but let me see what I have from Cindy at My Glitter Chick that might be a suitable, I don't think I have any yellow from her, actually. Nope, I've got a bunch of blues. Okay, we're good for right now. I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna turn my little machine off here. Gonna move it back out of the way. Now I'm going to add just a skosh more. Technical term there, skosh. Get my tool from over here. I'm going to move it around. Just enough that the flowers have something to kind of stick to, you know, adhere to, so they lay down a little bit easier for you. And then we'll work out a little design. So let's see what we can come up with here. I'm gonna put that there. Oh yeah, I forgot about my tweezers. Where are they? They are right there. My old Hobby Lobby tweezers that I got last time. And I'm going to dig out my little Cricut scissors because they are amazing to cut off the extra stems that you may not want. I'm gonna set that right there. I am in love with that brown one right there. I know that that is going to be in there at some point. I just don't know when. Oh, these are not. So, ooh, so many choices. And I'm not even sure you can see what I'm doing here. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this little green part and I am going to cut off the top part. The Christmas tree part. Oops. And I'm going to lay that down first. There's a piece of fuzz on my finger now. Just like so. Now I'm going to consult my camera and see if I make sure I'm in frame well enough so that you can see what I'm doing. Now I'm going to just kind of pull these off very randomly, and I'm going to add those in the background as well. I want one that kind of looks the same from this side. I just pull them off right down close to the actual stem. That way I get a better piece of what I'm looking for. That one is a little long, but that's okay. We can work it out. Okay, so far I am loving how that looks. Just gonna make sure everything gets a little bit of a coating on it, and I'm gonna put that back. Now I'm gonna clean off my tool, and I'm going to think about some of these orange ones that are right here. Of course they're all on one stem. And I'm going to add those. I'm gonna try and pull them off in one piece, And I'm gonna add that right in there, hoping that it fits kind of good. I covered up most of my greenery, but that's okay. I'm going to take a little Queen Anne's lace. There's just one piece right here, and I'm gonna add that right there. Now, before I add any more flowers, I'm gonna come in and cure that. I know it was pointless to put the greenery in there now. I see that. It evolved. So what I'm gonna do during this cure is I'm gonna change out the sheets of stickers in my machine while this is curing. So I will be right back. Okay, we are back. That is cured. I have my little sticker sheets swapped out. And now I am going to add some of the yellow flower that I really am excited to put on there. But I think building up the background is important because it kind of gives your pieces character and it makes them stand out. And who doesn't love all the colors, right? So that's probably a little bit more resin than I needed, but I just wanted to make sure. This is a little bit thicker. You can tell that it's made for keychains or pendants. I don't know about these shapes for pendants. It's personal preference. I have got to see what this flower right here looks like. I think to keep the yellow on this flower, oh, that's too big. Dang. Let's see if this one works. Nope. Well, that's an interesting change of events. My choice is not gonna fit. I've got to find some more yellow flowers. Okay, I have not opened this pack yet, so let's do that. I'm gonna just slip these over there to put it back. I try to keep them in their packs that they come in originally, and I put a like a silicone, you know, kind of keeps the moisture out, absorbs moisture. So I keep one of those in there. So I'm going to take this one out of the pack and change of plans. Isn't that the greatest part about creating? You can do as you like. I really love this little flower. I don't know what it is, but I do love it. And I gotta get my tweezers before I annoy the crap out of people by not using them. I'm going to break it off down here at the stem. I'm gonna save the greenery though. And I'm just gonna add that to this one side. I'm just gonna tap it down in to the resin that I put down. And then, I just don't know. Oh, my light went out. Wow, today's going swimmingly. Swimmingly. Okay. And action. No, I'm just kidding. What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? This Daisy's saying, use me, use me. Okay, you can go in the flower pot too. I don't want to get a bunch of resin on my tool because I try to keep my tools as resin free as I can. And when I'm done making a project, I really do try to make sure that I've cleaned my tools with the isopropyl so that I don't have, I mean, you want your tools to last a while. They're not cheap, they're expensive. Resin is expensive. This whole hobby isn't cheap. So I will put you on hold while I do these, and then we will come back and finish doming it. Okay, back again. Sorry about the pauses today, but this sticker order really is my priority. We also have a rain date event this weekend, so I had to get, you know, things ready to go for that. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to, first thing I'm gonna do is put that away. And I think my first layer, I'm just gonna leave clear. And I'm just gonna see what I think about what it looks like. Do I wish my background was a little more white? Yes, I do. Do I think the alcohol made some weird ridges and stuff in it? Yes, I do. I don't know why the isopropyl, when sprayed on UV, makes the weird ripples that it does. Maybe somebody can explain it to me. I do not know, but it does not work out for me. So my suggestion to everyone is, don't do it. Try and use a flame if you can. Now, I'm trying to make sure I don't have a bunch of air bubbles. Spray my baby wipe with some alcohol just to keep my tool wiped off. That's all I'm doing here in the background. That looks pretty good. I'm just gonna lightly go over it with the tool, and then I'm going to cure it again, which I will, I'm not sure I'm going to pause you. I'm going to go through what we might like to do for the other shaped one. I wish I could think faster. Some days I just can't think as fast as I would like. So, I think we're gonna go with purple. I think I like these purples. I think I do a lot of purples, but I think there's a glitter in here, this lovely box, that, ooh, I don't know, I might use this. It's called Magic Opal. There's Silver Opal. There's Violet Opal, which I may put a thicker coat of glitter just so we can see what it does. I'm just going to do a 2-minute cure because that's all I need in doing these layers. When I go to do the final cure, that will be the end of the day, end of all, 1, 2, 3, 5 pieces done. Then I will put it up in the lamp and I'll run it 2 5-minute cycles. So that way it gets cured from the bottom as well as the top. And so it helps anything behind the flowers as well as anything on top of the flowers. And then we will do the demold. We will take everything out. So I think for the purple up there, I am going to mix, even though it has a white background, which actually looks good. It makes it look more finished. At the end of the day, it's a keychain. So it is double-sided. I am going to take some of this beautiful resin, which I need to get out of the light. I don't understand the lighting button. Maybe I will someday. And I am going to add some of this straight into my resin cup. I believe I used this on a night light. I'm pretty sure I did. But for right now, I'm just going to leave that one be. I need to have a look and see where I'm at in frame. Okay, that's not bad. I'll take that. I'm just going to use my popsicle stick. And I'm going to give it quite a stir so that we get... You just have to remember it does incorporate bubbles. Let's see how this color looks with these. Yeah, I think that's okay. Let's give it a go. Let's experiment. Let's see what we can come up with. I say we like you're here doing it with me. I don't know. I say we a lot because of we are two crazy shuckers. It's me and Chris working together. Without Chris, it would not work. He is the owner of the company. He oh, the help that he gives when we, you know, we go to events. We do a lot of local markets, local events. You know, it's backbreaking sometimes, depending on the size of the event. It can be quite an eventful day. So I appreciate him and all he does for us. Does he sit here and play with resin like me? No, not so much. Now, we are starting to make some little glitter mixes. How do I put this? Nothing from our current company, but I have a whole bunch of glitters from other companies, and some were bought in bulk. And we're gonna mix some. We have sold glitters in the past, and I think we're gonna do we have some mixes left over, and it'll be in very small batches, but we are gonna do some bagging up of some of those batches. Now I have a huge air bubble right there. Maybe that's on top. It is. Okay. And we're going to put those in our Etsy. They'll probably come in, I can't remember what size bags we used. I think they were, oh, I hate to say. Isn't that terrible? Memory is a terrible thing. Let me see if I can find some of it to show you. I just had it out the other day and said, I found it. That was easy. So our bags are 12-gram bags, and we have different ones. We need to rename some of them to sell on Etsy, of course, but these are custom mixes. They will be very small batch mixes. I just need to retag them, because I don't want any copyright issues. This one's beautiful. I forgot how pretty some of these are. But these are 12-gram bags, and we'll be selling those for $2 a bag. So it's a good way to sample some glitters and have some fun, you know, unusual mixes, you know, to use. So again, I'm going to put you on pause. I'm going to cure this for 2 minutes, and I'm going to change out sticker sheets. I will be right back. It is crazy how fast a 2-minute cycle on that lamp goes by, and how little you can actually get done in 2 minutes. I just had some glitter fall over, so I'm just going to put it back in the box so that it stays safe. And I'm not going to put all these away yet, because I may choose to use some of those white ones in with this purple. Again, I am so sorry. If that machine is too loud, I apologize. But the sublimation part of our business and the sticker part of our business, we love it. We adore it. We couldn't do the resin earring part of it if it was not for those things. Car coasters, you know, it is what it is. Are they my favorite? Sometimes. I like designing them. Do I like standing and pressing them over and over and over? Not really. Some days I'd rather not have to do it at all, but they sell, especially at local events. They do very well. So, and they sell well in our Etsy as well. So I'm just going to lay this greenery. Again, I don't know how much you'll see of it, because as you can see, I got pretty layer happy with that one. So today we became affiliates with Into Resin. They don't have a whole lot of UV resin items per se, but I do think that if I was going to be, you know, doing more 2-part epoxy, which in the future I may, just right now, it's not a thing for me. I do think that they have some amazing molds. I did buy a little turtle mold today, and I'm going to try to do it with UV. I am. I want this little piece right here. For me, it works out putting a little bit of resin on my stick and then picking up the flower. Sometimes better than I can use the tweezers. Personal preference. I'm gonna clean my stick off though, and kind of think about what I might want to put down here. Maybe I'm gonna go with this beauty and see what it looks like. Right. I'm gonna move that up a little bit and that up a little bit, and I'm gonna stick that right there. Smack dab in the front. I actually might move these around a little bit, and I might get one more of those little purple puff things. Don't come for me on the technical terms of flowers. I know one is Queen Anne's lace, and that's clearly a daisy. Other than that, these look like ferns to me, and these look like little crocus, but I could be wrong too. Again, don't come for me. I think I want to add some more of these little purple bits down here, just like so. And I think I like that. What's this little piece right here? There's a little piece of this that I'm going to stick right behind there. So we have all the colors of purple, some white, and we're going to give that a cure. And I'm going to cover up some of these flowers, and I'm going to set them over here to the side. Oh, I dropped a flower. I try to save as much of the leaves and the items that are in the packaging, because you just never know, you might need a leaf here somewhere, you know. I am not going to pour any resin over top of that. I'm going to cure it for 2 minutes. While that's curing, I'm going to put you on pause again. Okay, I am back. We are cured. I'm going to hit the button on my machine. So far, we're good and cured. Everything is sealed in good. I'm just going to do a top coat over this, just so that my flowers are locked in place. And they stay where I want them to stay. And then I can get up under this lip that's under here as well. But I just want to right now protect the florals that I've put in, because these are some fragile little flowers. I got some ideas on how we can finish some of the other ones too. Hopefully I'm speaking loud enough. I feel like I have an air bubble right there. No, it's just the stuff on top. Okay, that's fine. I'm not gonna mess with it because I don't want to break the seal. You know, what do you call it? I'd say it's the seal, but I don't want to break the mold yet in case I need to do some top coats. So, because you can tell that I definitely need to do a top coat on the daisy one, which I'm going to do that now and get it leveled up. The resin will kind of tell you how much you need. It will level out. It will do its thing. See how it's all going to the edge kind of on its own? Looks like I have broke the seal on that one side. That might take some fixing. That's okay. We will figure out if we can fix it or not. If not, I will use it personally. That is a huge air bubble right there. Interesting. What a bummer. I want to show you how to do something and then I do it the wrong way. I'm not quite sure. Maybe moving the mold around a little bit too much. Okay, so now what I'm going to do for this one is I am going to let this cure, and then I think we're going to try something a little bit different at the bottom. I think instead of florals, we are going to try some clouds. Maybe we'll tint some resin, and I kind of like these dandelions too. And how cute would that look on there? But we may have to tint the resin to do that. So I am going to get out some pigment powders. And I know that I want a very dark blue. So for today, I am going to go with, I'm going to go with I'm going to use eye candy. I think, what is it? No-Con blue. Just go with it. I do love their dark blue colors, and I think the white will show up nicely on there. You will not believe, I'm not, you know, like, buy the pigments you want to buy, do as you want to do, but the most bang for my buck, I love eye candy pigments. I feel like there's something special about these pigments that it just isn't there in other products that I've tried. So all I'm going to do is take about yay much on my stick. I know that's hard to see. And then I'm just going to put in my resin and I'm going to mix it in. Because I want a contrast to that little white insert we're going to use. Let me close up this powder. Okay, and the light's done. Wow, 2 minutes went by super fast. So I am loving this blue. As you can see, I mixed up very little. I'm gonna scrape the sides to make sure I got the powder all mixed in. But look at that color and how the powder just mixes in so easily. Oh, I'm really bummed about that daisy one. It definitely has an air bubble up in that corner. I may not take the time today to show you how I would repair that, but I am going to move this up because I want to make sure that I'm in frame. Now, I didn't want to do too thick of a coat of this, so I just mixed up, oh, I don't know. It was probably 1/8 of an ounce. I mean, nothing. Nothing at all, really. And my machine is stopped. I only have one more sheet of this style, which makes me happy. I'm just going to use my little popsicle stick. As you can see, there's that little lip under there I was talking about. I want to make sure that I get underneath there filled in. I don't know. Let's just give it a go, see what it looks like. Hopefully this works out. I may have to mix up a little bit more just so that I get a nice even coat. Let me see if I can add a couple drops to this. You know, I'm used to working in earring mode and they are much smaller. Okay, I'm gonna have to mix up more. That's okay. We'll just put the excess into a keychain mode if we have a bunch left. I'm gonna get the powder back out. I'm not going to put my dirty stick back in there though. I'm just gonna save my mixing stick there because I don't want to, in any way, shape, or form, screw up this powder. Again, I mean, it is so little. It'll take me 10 years to use this. So again, just doing the mix. I'm gonna wipe my cup off to make sure it's not getting on my hands because I don't want to irritate the masses because I don't have gloves on. But for me, the gloves, I'm more allergic to the gloves than the UV resin. And for me, when I do two-part and I have to wear the gloves, my hands get so irritated and it just isn't fun. So, like I said, your journey, you do what's best for you. I won't judge you. You don't judge me. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm gonna set that up there so that I can cure my cups. And I'm gonna get a very tiny dotting tool because I got some up here that I'm not a fan of, but when I push that up, it might, I want to make sure I could get this blue along that edge as much as possible. I hope that you can see what I'm doing here. I know it's a little far away. Maybe if I do it over here. But I'm getting it clear up under that lip of this mold. This mold is really nice. You just have to be careful. You just have to take your time. As with any handmade item. And you just have to work that around. And then I'm going to put that on a cure. I am going to get my last sheet of this style of sticker cutting, and then I will be back. I don't think I'm gonna do, I might touch it with a lighter just a moment, but I just want to make sure that I have enough down in there. Oh yeah, there's a big bubble there. Dang it. That makes me sad. It is what it is. Resin does what it wants. Now, because I mixed so much, there were bubbles in there, so I'm glad I did that. I'll be back in 2. Yay! Last sheet is now in the machine. So now I'm going to turn this around. I think I'm going to take this one out of the mold. No, I'm not. Stop. Stop it, stop it, stop it. There was an area that I laid down on here, and I loved the 2 things that were together. So it was, this is just some kind of, I don't know. I honestly do not know what it is. But what you want to do is try and cut as closely as you can to the little design, no matter what that may be or what you're going to use it for. There's probably something better now on the market. I've literally had these since I started doing resin, and there were not a lot of options available at that time, not like there is today. Resin has come a long way. Okay, first of all, let me pick up some of the mess that's sitting around here so that I can move this up. I'm going to put wipe my little stick off first, because I can reuse that. Then I'm going to put these scissors over to the side, and I'm going to move you up so you can see. Now what happens is that kind of disappears into the resin, but I'm not happy with that being in one piece. So I'm going to cut a little bit more of that down so that I have more freedom to move it where I want it and not where it wants to lay itself. I think I'm going to like spot, you know, at it. I don't even know where the piece went. Oh, there it is. I know some people see a dandelion and I see a wish. Every time. Every single time. So now, I'm not going to use bonding resin or anything like that. I'm going to get my tweezers out. I am going to pick this piece up very gently, which it's stuck down pretty good. Don't be dog. I don't know if I can get that picked up. There it comes. Wowzers. I've got a little bit of blue seeping out the side, which I can see. Yep. That's definitely the downfall of working on a flat surface with the light, is it's a spot cure. You have to remember that you're going to need to cure those in your lamp before you take them out of the mold, or you're going to be very disappointed. Okay, that has resin stuck on it, and I don't want to touch it. You know, even though I don't wear gloves, I still don't touch the resin. Okay, I'm going to put that up top. And see how the lines of it just disappear, and all you see is the design. That's so cool how that works. Are they easy to work with? No, Probably not. Not the easiest thing out there, that's for sure. I definitely like the items from Taperology that you add once the resin has done its whole cure. Oops, I'm using my... Here I am telling you what not to do as I do it. I'm going to just move the resin around a little bit, make sure I don't have any air bubbles underneath that piece of acetate. That's what I'm going to call it, acetate. But I think on the next layer, I am going to add a little bit of crushed crystal. I mean, very little bit. I don't know. I might try a different glitter. We'll see. I'm going to use both sides of my tool just because I don't want resin to be uneven and cause a bunch of lumps and air bubbles like I got up top in that daisy one. So most of it does not show as you do the layers, I have to say. UV resin is pretty friendly in that aspect. So before I'm gonna add more because I want to bring that up to level. And do you see how the acetate kind of just, the clear part of it just disappears into the resin, and all you're left with is that little, you know, design, the dandelion. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that. And I'm just gonna make sure up under that lip is done. And that's interesting to me. I don't know how these are gonna dome. You're seeing it here first for the first time for me too. Oh, but that is a beautiful design. So I'm gonna give this one a 3-minute cure. Actually, I'm gonna go 5 on it because I was gonna do it with my little light, but I forgot. Story of my life, I forgot. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let that cure. Gonna get my next round of stickers going, and I will be back. Okay. Welcome back. That one is nice and cured. My sides don't look very pretty, but that's okay. It's a keychain. It's handmade. People need to keep that in mind. I think, I don't even know now. I don't even know what I want to do on the next one. Let me see. Let's get out something different and try doing something out of my norm. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. So we have white. I have some half-back pearls. I have some little gold things we can put. I got some tiny pearls. See, I have things that I just collect, I guess is the word. But I think we're gonna try some nail charms, and we're gonna keep it very simple. I have some here. These are so old. Oh my gosh, so old. I think we're gonna go with a very, you know, a very subtle glitter in the background. So I think I'm gonna use Bridezilla from my glitter chick. And I'm going to turn off my light in the background. I was just curing my cups. As you can see, they're crispy. I love that sound. I'm so weird. I guess you could cure these little hearts and stars, and you could use those in your keychains as well. I wanted to try and show you just a few varieties of what you can do with this mold from Let's Resin. There's a lot of options available to you. So I'm gonna, oh, you know what else I'm gonna use? Oh, dang, I forgot. I am going to use the Magic White. What did I do with that? Come on. Really? Magic Opal. I'm going to add a little bit of that too. I've not used this yet. I wonder if a vacuum chamber works for UV resin. Would it do anything to help it, you know, stop bubbles like that? I don't know. Interesting thought though. Got my little extra stick I cleaned off here. I'm going to use the other end though. Okay, that's very subtle because what I'm doing anyway in the forefront, I don't need a bunch of color anyway. I'm just going to keep that one kind of simple. I don't think it's really showing off the opal. Kinda. Those look pretty together. And I'm just going to fill it in really good. I'm going to use what I have in the cup. I probably mixed up like 1/8 of an ounce, if that. I mean, the tiny amounts of resin you use for UV compared to two-part epoxy is so different. It's probably a challenge for the people who do two-part all the time. And then I struggle. I see them say, oh, well, this mold will hold ta-da-da-da-da, so many ounces. And I'm like, wow, that's incredible. I guess because you get used to working on the scale you work on. And you just learn your trade. The little sea turtle earrings were quite popular, I must say. We had a little bit of interest in them. Hopefully they sell very well at the event this weekend. Now I'm gonna give this, what do I wanna do? Think. Where did I put my little, did I put it away? Ooh, I don't like when my desk is this messy. Now I have flowers falling out, which does not make me happy at all. I need to stick that back over there. And I need to figure out where I put my little, wow. Oh, it's right here. Okay, I'm just gonna give this a little spot cure with this light. Nothing major. This comes in the UV Resin bonding kit from Let's Resin. If you go to the description, I have links for, all of these makers' websites. We have some discount codes. Like I said, today we became affiliates for Into Resin. They sent us an email. So we are going to give them a try. Like I said, not a lot of places have a lot of jewelry molds, but if you use two-part epoxy, they have so many great things. So many turtles. I love turtles. Let's see what we have in here. I see these little moons that I want to try and get out. Wow, those are challenging. And I'm just going to add them in. Ooh, are those ever small? I don't even know if you can see those. I will make sure that I demold them, hopefully close enough where you can see. And I'm going to add just a whole bunch of moons. No rhyme, no reason. And then I'm going to find some stars. Like I see a North Star right there. Oops. Ooh-wee. Are those ever little? I guess that's why I quit working with them. They would be great in earrings though. We'll put the North Star right there. This is kind of a weird solar system. 3 moons. Oh well. Like I said, no rhyme or reason. I'm just adding. What do we have over here? Oh, here's some stars over here. Oh, I need to go through and separate that little one out. Maybe that's what I need to do with that. I believe they came from Sophie and Toffee. I was really into them when I first started my UV resin journey. They were, oh, I couldn't get enough of their stuff. They used to have subscription boxes. I don't know if they still do or not. But you would get everything you needed to make their item. And a lot of people on social media would always post what they had made. It was great. But I don't see those as much anymore. Well, to be fair, I'm not on social media much these days. I don't know. I guess the shoulda, coulda, woulda. There's another little star I didn't know was in there. What do we have there? Lips, seashells. Oh, here's some little tiny. Oh, those look like starfish. We're going to say that they're regular stars for today. Just add them in. I just wanted to show you some ideas that you could do with things that you have that you may think, wow, I should have used that a long time ago. Well, now you can. You could even stick some of these little half pearls in there. I'm not going to do that today. I'm just going to leave it with the moons. And I'm going to give it a little spot cure. Just so that I can hold anything down that might be trying to pop up. Which actually, everything looks covered pretty good. But I'm just going to still give it a little spot cure. And then I'll put a couple coats over top of it. I'm really happy with this one. I love that. I like that it's different. So you have three ways. You have the florals. You can do a glitter background. You can do, you know, less bit of glitter in the background. I'm going to just, before I put these tweezers away, I'm just going to give them a wipe down really fast. These just came from Hobby Lobby. I'm not the person that's probably going to be able to supply every link because some of this stuff, like I said, I think these came from Sophie and Toffee. Sophie and Toffee. Look how good that domed in. That looks really good. I'm going to try to pull it up just a little bit over the edge. And I am going to wipe my bottle. I don't like how much buildup I'm getting on the outside. And then I'm going to stick some of this stuff back in my container down here of silly things. I don't think I'm going to do the teardrop because I do want to show you, I do want to be able to have the time to show you how I would, you know, completely finish out this project. So, because they're going to have to be demolded, they'll have to be sanded and domed and everything. So for today, I'm just going to stick with these four, which actually is quite a few, especially for me. I am going to try to get all my flowers recovered from over here in the corner, and I will be back. Okay, I have cured this for 5 minutes in the, you know, the Let's Resin double-sided lamp. There's what we're working with right now. I am thinking I am going to put more. As you can see, that one could use more. That one's really good. And we might add a little bit more to that one. That one I don't think I'm going to be able to save. I don't know if you can see that big bubble right there. Bummer. That's the only thing I can say. Bummer. But what I am going to do is pull my tray down so that it's easier to get it in and out of the lamp before I put these coats in. Yeah, a little bit more here. Because I want it to kind of dome up over that edge like this one did. That came out so nice. I've got a bubble right there. And I can see it filling in underneath that lip really nicely. You can see I have a bubble right there. Sometimes you just let resin flow. Let it do what it wants. And sometimes you get your best results when you're not trying. I don't know if those are bubbles under there or what they are. Yikes, I don't like those. I hope it didn't ruin this. Another baby wipe, because I don't want to get that on my hands. A lot of people are really, really allergic to UV resin, more so than they are to part epoxy. I think our body gets used to, it builds up kind of an immunity to what we like to do. I had my times, don't get me wrong, with UV resin, but during those times, I had to figure out that it was gloves that were the problem. My hands hate gloves, and I don't use cheap gloves. I use the, oh, I don't even know what they're called. They're called Black Mamba, and they are, gosh, I can't even get them out here. They are nitrile, super strong, and they are industrial strength. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. I'm not sure. But here's what I can tell you. They are hard. They're not as hard on my hands as other ones because I can't use, I know a lot of people are able to use like the blue ones and all of that. When you put your hands in gloves for a very long time, for hours and hours on end, you're asking yourself for problems. I'm trying to get this tray in here, and it almost feels like it's going too easy. So I am going to put that in, and I'm going to let that cure for another 5 minutes. I will be back. Okay, I am back, but not without fails. There's always fails. As you can see, this one ran over big time. So we're going to get it out of the mold and see what we need to do to fix it. This one doesn't look bad. This one, of course, has the bubble. I didn't even put another top coat. And this one actually is kind of cute. So let's get them out of the mold and see what we have to do here to fix this issue. I am going to just run this light up under here real quick to make sure anything under here is very solid. I don't know, I probably ruined this one. Oh well, if we get two, we get two, right? Right. Where should we start? That one went over too. Oh no. I have a lot of work to do to fix these. But let's just, it's because I've never used the mold and I really didn't know what I was doing. I should have done one to understand the mold. Now, this one with this bubble, I am going to dig out my sanding tool and I'm going to sand that down. Look how cool. This is like a rounded edged mold. Wow, I'm in shock. Okay, so now let's get this one out and I can see what I need to do to fix it. Oh yeah, I've got a ton of trimming there to do. It's not cured fully, so I got to put it back in the lamp for some reason underneath, but it is pretty. Just got some work. Wow, this one actually came out perfect. The little, let's toss in there and see what we can come up with, actually is quite adorable. Those little nail charms are super sweet. We do have some sanding and some cleaning up, but I'm going to do that after I get them fully cured. Now this is the one with that little piece of acetate in it. The sides aren't even. That's okay. And I definitely have overpour. Not overpour, that's overrun. When you overfill a mold with UV resin, you're going to get that issue. So I'm just going to break that off. But I want to cure it before I do anything else to it because it's not fully cured. And I'm going to wipe my hands off really quick because I just got resin on them. So I'm going to make sure I get that cleaned off. I'm also going to go to this purple one before I cure it all the way. And I'm going to try to break off whatever I can of that. That is cured. I should have poured one first in all clear to see what it looked like. And then I would have had a better understanding of what I was doing. You know, shoulda, coulda, woulda. This video is going to be long. I will try to make it shorter. And I'll show you how I finish these. Right now, they're going in the lamp. I'm going to end the video for right now. Work on stickers, and then I'll come back and I'll show you what I do to get these all fixed up. I might do that and fast forward. And then I have this guy, which I'm not sure what I'm going to do with yet. But I am going to put it to the side because we have work. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. I got a little sidetracked yesterday with orders and I took these out, and as you can see, they both had like spillage over the top when I did that final layer. So I went ahead and I just took the nail file. I'm sorry I didn't do it on camera. And I filed that edge down. As you can see, I've got stuff to clean out of that hole, and I need to work on that bubble and that corner bubble. So we are going to start with the drill. First thing I'm going to do is turn on my Resiners rotary tool, and I'm going to work at kind of cleaning out the area where you put the jump ring for the keychain. I'm also going to use this drill bit, which there are tools that you can use, but I just take the drill bit. Hopefully you can see this. And I just take along, when I have a really harsh edge that I can't get sanded well with the nail file, the rotary tool with a drill bit works great. And as I've stated before, we get comfortable using our tools in lots of different ways. But this baby has really had some overspill. And I want that to be a smoother transition so that when I dome it, it will look nice. I'm not sure I'll be selling these three, but I definitely will be putting them in my orders from Etsy. I like putting a keychain in with our car coaster orders. And today I just did an order that went to Texas, and unfortunately all I had was a heart magnet to put with it. Now there are tools inside the kit that comes with your Resiners kit. I've showed it previously that are probably, for most people, would work a whole lot better. This video has just gotten very long and I need to save time where I can. So the first thing I need to do is oh, that went through very easy. I need to be able to fill in that big hole. Then I need to be able to work out this corner issue here. So all I'm going to do is take the drill and move it along the edge where that hole is. I can see the shape. And I'm just going to clear out that area. Now I'm hoping I don't disrupt any flowers whilst doing this, but I just need to make sure that whole area has been hollowed out to refill. And then I don't lose the entire thing. I mean, I did put a lot of work, and there's flowers, there's all kinds of, different things in there that would be a waste if I couldn't fix it. This one I have to be a little bit more gentler with because I can see the florals underneath. Okay. Okay. Okay, first thing I'm going to do before I do anything else, I'm going to use this handy little dandy little Amazon vacuum, and I'm going to try to clean up as much of this dust as I can. I have got it everywhere. Literally all over my resin bottles, all over my alcohol inks, all of that back there. But I just want to get this mat cleaned off for right now. I just purchased this on Amazon. They're not very much money. And it is a big saver of time. I don't feel like on the silicone mat it might work the best. So that's something to consider, what workspace you're using it. But probably if you're using like paper or, you know, like a parchment paper, it'll probably work great. It's just a lot sticks to silicone. Oh, I literally got that everywhere. That's for a later time. I'll get that cleaned up. But let me just clean this area as best I can. And then I'm going to spray alcohol very liberally into that crevice area. Both crevices. That's what we're going to work on first. I need to get those filled in. See, and I didn't disrupt the flower at all. Let me see if I can bring that up closer for you to see. But as you can see, I took the drill and just, let me see if I have a tool. All-purpose tool. I just hollowed out that area in there where the air bubble was, and right there. And then again, did not disrupt that flower at all. So I think this one feels good. Once I get that area filled in, I'll be able to work better. And this one is nicely sanded. I think that's very workable. Surprisingly, this one that I put the most, actually the least amount of work into, is actually quite cute. This one had I'm going to spray this one because I did sand quite a bit. As you can see, that corner's not perfect. Again, these are just going to be free gifts. These aren't going to be for sale. But I would like to salvage them because look at all the florals and greenery and just the stuff in there. And I think that I can. Think being the key word. So we're going to put these down here like so. I'm going to wipe off my little drill and the hand part. I might need it again, but I'm hoping not. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to fix this daisy. It's very wet, so I'm going to actually use my shirt to dry it. Super technical. Then I'm going to put a piece of double stick tape down, and I'm going to adhere it to the back side of this mold. Then I am going to very carefully, I don't know if you can see that or not, I'm just going to add a couple of drops till I feel like I have filled in that void. Now, what I am going to do is I'm going to take the silicone tool and I'm going to try to get off any excess that I don't want and make sure that my hole still has enough in there. I can sand it again to bring it back to level, but I'd really like to save myself that time and step right now. Probably I am going to have to finish this video on a time lapse when I top coat the rest, because I think I was already at an hour yesterday before I even started working on how I was gonna work, you know, finishing these off, fixing my mistake. I just can't seem to find the right tool here. Just gonna try to brush it off best I can. And I also don't want to get it in the hole where my keychain setup will go. So I'm just gonna tap that down lightly. Same over here. I've got a little more than I need in there. Okay. So now I'm going to put that one up into the lamp, let it cure. Then I'm going to bring this one, which has the least amount of issues, down. And I'm going to work out what I can do to make this top coat smoother and give it back some life. I'm just going to run my lamp for just a moment longer because I think I'll use the little spotlight just down here to finish curing it because I don't need the lamp on. It would be good to have this going the right way when you're using it. But I don't want the lamp on because I don't want it prematurely curing this one while I do it. And as you've seen in the past, when I've worked on other projects, if that lamp is up here, I don't have a way of blocking that. And so what happens is it starts to cure what I'm working on down here. And I want to avoid that today. Now, as you can see, that's pretty hardened. We're going to just set that to the side. Actually, I'll probably run that in the lamp when I do run this one. I can't decide what to do here. I think we're going to go with the regular UV hard type by Let's Resin. And I'm going to very carefully move it to where the top of the mold was without going over. I'm going to do this to the best of my ability, because I know it's smooth, I know it's not rough, but I am going to use that kind of lip there to hold the tension as I top coat this. Now, using the silicone end to move, because we have such little resin on there, using the silicone end to move that around, and you can move a bigger quantity to where you want it faster, and then allow the resin to kind of do its, self-leveling thing. Now, don't get me wrong, you have to be careful. If you're trying to salvage this project and you want to keep it, you need to be careful. I went a little bit over right there. Just going to use the silicone tool to clean it up a little bit. Now, due to lighting, some days I feel like I have so much lighting in here that I can't see my project. Because sometimes it's easier to work when you have light hitting it a certain way. But I think, sorry, I'm getting very low voice, but when I'm concentrating, I tend to talk less. Now, I can tell you that I am overall pretty happy with that. So I'm going to very, very lightly put the lighter on there just so that it gets any bubbles out. And I'm going to turn around to the sunlight so that I can see how good I am and how my coverage is. I'm sorry that I'm out of frame, but I can't seem to do this without the, what's the word? Natural light that comes in my window. It just works a little bit better. I do have to move it around a little bit. And I am going to very carefully put the flame back on it for anything I might have just created. I'm going to give it a once over look. And there you have it. So that is domed very nicely. It's back to shiny. I'm going to put that up in the lamp for 2 minutes. Then I've got to decide what I need to do to make this one right. Now this one may require coming off that lip and down onto the rounded part. I truly hate this knife. I don't know what that is right there. It feels smooth. I can just see, like, I thought it was sandy bits, but I'm not sure what that is. Yeah, I don't want to lose it. There's very few bubbles in there. So I'll get that one attached to a mold. Again, let's just get a paper towel to use to wipe instead of my shirt. Okay, and I'm going to make sure that the whole area is on the tape. So it's not only holding that in place, but there's a madness, a method to my madness. With that tape on the back, I want it very stuck to the piece, because that way it prohibits, if I get resin that goes down in that hole, it prohibits it from going onto the back and ruining the back of the piece. Now this one I can bring out. I got a bit of an air bubble on the side right there. I have to decide whether that one is worth my time and energy. I'm going to pull this one out for now. Actually, I'm going to leave it. I'm just going to turn my light off and decide the method to fix this one. Oh, there's a big air bubble right there. I don't want to put too much because clearly my top layer had too much. And inside the light, it's kind of close. I should have probably done a little bit of a pre-cure with my portable lamp up higher, and that would have kept it from running over that edge a little bit better. I was in a hurry. I seen the minutes ticking down. We all know I was working on that sticker order, which I still don't have done, but I have put that to the side until later today. And I want to work on getting these done. I know I said I was going to put this on a fast forward, but I do think I'm going to leave it. And we're going to go slow. There's my air conditioner kicking on. I'm trying my hardest not to let it go down in that area where the keychain metal goes. We don't want to go in there. Now there's an air bubble under the surface of that, but that's okay. We're not gonna sweat it. I'm just gonna leave it. I think that I have in some way made this perfect little gift to go with a card coaster order, with an earring order. I am trying to avoid it going over that lip. I do want it to just rest up on that shelf that was created by the mold. And as I stated, oops, I'm just gonna go very little with that. And I think I am going to kind of spot cure this so that maybe I can avoid it running a little bit, because it does get close. Is that a bubble? Yes, it is. I have a big air bubble right there, which I might have already cured in place. Nope, it's under the other layer. Okay, that's okay. It's still pretty, still usable. Resin does what resin wants. So it'll have a bit of an air bubble, but that'll be okay. So my next thing is to figure out whether this one is worth trying to save. I've filled in the area and the void, but this bubble over here really bothers me on the side because you can feel that. And if someone's going to be carrying around the keychain, they'll feel that as well. So I'm going to take this off the tape. I'm going to see if I can shave that down a little bit, which I can't. That is a pretty significant bubble. But I'm going to clean up where I added that resin in the holes, because for the sake of showing you how to fix an error, I'm going to top coat this one. On this one though, I'm going to go with the high viscosity. I'm going to turn my lamp off for just a moment, and I'm going to add high viscosity. Two reasons for that. This one doesn't have as big a lip. I've sanded most of that away. And I want to make sure I cover any rough areas that came about when I added that top coat. Let me put this knife away. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to very carefully go to that edge, and I'm going to try to create a kind of a bead along that line. And of course the high viscosity doesn't level as quickly, but without that moving, you know, it's thicker, so it stays in place better. And at the end of the day, it can be your friend until you get used to how to level and dome. Okay, see, I don't like what it did right there on the side, so I'm just going to take my silicone tool, just kind of wipe that back into place. No harm, no foul. So I'm just going to keep going along that edge as close as I can to keep it domed up the way I've done the other two. I'm also going to do a spot cure with the little pen light as well, so that I can keep this from also running down the sides again. But honestly, I might keep this one for myself. I actually think I can forgive the bubble because it's on my keychain. So it's still very pretty, and we did correct our issue. And that's really what, you know, we come to YouTube for, is we want to know how to resolve when we got a problem. How to fix the wash machine, how to fix the dryer. Oh wow, that leveled out beautifully. Very quickly, I'm going to put that up in the lamp. I will put you on a pause, and then we'll be back to finish the keychains. I'm going to get out some tassels. Okay, I am back. I've got some tassels. I got some keychain setups. I am keeping this one for myself, so I am just going to go ahead and get that finished up. But I want to show you how well that hole filled in, as well as that big air bubble we had. And that looks pretty darn perfect, except for that air bubble right there. That's why I'm going to keep this one for myself. Doesn't bother me, actually. Then we have this one, which is the little clouds, which sadly I do not have. I have gold keychain setups but I don't have any of these tassels that have the gold up top, only silver. I might have one larger black one. That may look cute, but there we have it, all nicely domed, nice and soft and smooth. A bit of a bubble there, nothing major. Yeah, the last one out. I don't know. I wasn't gonna even finish this video today. I thought it was a flop, but to be honest, it's not bad at all. And this one is actually very pretty. I will be happy to send this to a customer. So let's get to work finishing these up. I do want a silver keychain setup with this. I do love that they send the keychain setups, but I love these ones with the clip. I think I have them in gold too. Oh, I do. All right. And then we have gold. Oh, do I? Oh, yeah. We have a beautiful gold to put with this one. I don't really know if I need a tassel with that. I don't have any charms that are gold. I don't have much of anything, really, in gold. Let me think. Okay, to save time for right now, I'm going to do that. I'll put on a pause and we can see what I have in a moment. So I'm going to get out. They sent some jump rings, and I'm going to use those larger ones in these. I don't really like that keychain set up right there. It doesn't, there's a gap in the clip. I'm actually going to throw that one away. And I'm going to look for another one. Well, maybe I shouldn't upload this video. But in reality, when people think, oh, that's so cute, you know, a free gift, no big deal. It is a big deal. It takes time. It takes energy. It takes products. Wow, that's a jumbled up mess. But I do appreciate that they send very nice, very heavy duty jump rings with their keychains. Mold. That's very nice. And then you can just buy more off Amazon. Wow, these ones are very strong ones. Now what I do is I attach the ring part into there. And then, oh wow, these ones are tough. I'll be dog. There, once you get it together more, I can just kind of muscle it into place. But you want to make sure you have it closed pretty good. That doesn't fall apart on someone. Okay, that I'm happy with. I am happy to put one of these on here, which these came from Michael's. I'm pretty sure. I have these Find Joy in the Journey, and then a big dragonfly. We could also go with flower, but isn't that redundant? There's already flowers in there. And I do have I'm gonna go with this kind of light lavender. I'm gonna get some of my own jump rings from over here that are a smaller size. I'd say that's about an 8mm jump ring. Think about what I'm doing here. I'm gonna get that attached. I'm not even sure my microphone has been working during these two videos. I'm pretty sure I have to charge it. So if it's not, apologies. I like to put the little dragonfly charms up with the tassel. I just like the extra added sparkle. And so there's that. So it just kind of looks like, let me stand up here so I can show you. That one's very, very light purple. It kind of matches the tassel perfectly. But then down here on this part is where we're going to add some other charms. We just want to dress it up, right? So you just put that through there, put that through there. This is pretty self-explanatory. We do have other videos with keychain tutorials. Oh, yikes. It's funny that I didn't realize how few gold things I had, which I may come back for, but there you have it. There is our finished keychain using that new mold from Resin. Some florals. We have glitter in this one. This one has that white pre-tinted UV resin from Resin. And we'll put that in a package and that will go in somebody's order. How cute is that? I just love dressing them up with the charms. It's kind of my favorite thing to do. So I'm going to set that one there. And then I'm just going to put this part on here until I find some... Oh, God, these are sturdy jump rings, I have to say. Good job, Resin. Because you don't want to use flimsy. You want to use a very heavy gauge. Stainless. I recommend stainless whenever possible. But I don't know what your options are in gold if you do that. So that is cute. Hold on, let me look and see what I have over here for a tassel. Oh, I have one gold. This is very large for the keychain. And all I'm going to do... Oh, this one's kind of leather. I'm just going to snap it on up here. Well, that one's kind of fun and different. Someone will enjoy it for its beauty. Well, there you have it. I will get some pictures at the end. Please, please like and subscribe to our channel. We really, really love seeing the new subscribers. Comment anything you'd like to see us working on. We would love to bring you videos of things that you want to see. We are going to bring earrings to you, but I also got another mold from Michael's yesterday delivered, and I'm excited to try it. So this tassel is off Amazon, this gold one. It's all I had. And there is our other. And this one that we did the repair on, I'm going to keep for myself. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.